I'm kicking it laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Yeah, I'm on the floor. I did everything I had to do this morning, you know. A little prep activities, and then going in. It's gonna be a rain day. It's gonna thunderstorm all day, but I still got shit done. So, you know, get it in, get her done. Got the Montreal Canadien. Got the fucking CHs, man. You got the fucking big C's with the big H's. The 38s themselves playing the LVs, the 55s. You got the 38s playing the 55s and the LV, which would be Roman numeral 55. So, pretty close. Anyways, 38-55. Two teams playing each other could mean three bubbles. Two little mincy bubbles encircled by one bigger bubble. It's the game of the century, game one, 38-58 on the line, 9 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. No, wow, okay. It all makes sense now. The assumption of the 13, the V, the 4, the 0, or the circle with a slash through it. Plus in Fibonacci, you can't discount the fact that the first one is also an I, which is a 9, which is a crucial factor. And the same with the O, or the ring. The ring could be a 15 for a lowercase o. And a 15 broken down as a 6 and a 9. You know, a dimension deeper is a 15, but having it in a circle itself could signify capital O, lowercase o, 1 or 9 or I, then V or 22 or 5. You're making segments. Now, instead of making a dot, line, dot, you're making the next dimension would be a dot, V dot, which is a W. It's like how at the end of it, once you get to M, the next Roman numeral after M is V with a line on top of it, signifying 5,000. Yeah, 5,000. 5,000 is the bottom corner of the reckoner. It's kind of like the first three things: circle or ring, IV. It's like unifying a V with a line on top of it. I look so tired. I don't know, it's hot in the kitchen. I don't know if I'm having enough calories. But, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. I like the 340. I get the crucifix. Again, why did I choose the 322? I don't know. Ego. It's a 1x3, a 1x2, and a 1x2. I don't know. This is 13. I start with the 13. Probably fall to 1 to 7 to 13. I have 110 pattern. Pretty cool. So, I guess I also haven't looked at it like true form of creation. Like in the first 3 days, I say, yeah, 3 lights were created in the fucking book. But in reality, 36 lights are created in the first 3 days. Broken into day 1 has 4 lights, day 2 has 10 lights, and day 3 has 26 lights. 4, 6, 26. We got a 4-6 split on the reckoner. On the second row, making a cross with time. You get a 4 and a 6. A crucifix. 26 being a capital letter. 322 plus 26 is 174 times 2, which is like, whatever, 348? Well, math. Anyways. Deriving it a different way. I'm using my assumptions hardcore, but I gotta sleep on things every other day. I really like the fact that the heptadecagon and 158.82 degrees showed up. It's like a heptacontagon is a 70-sided. Heptacontagon, or a hepadecagon. Because I know that a dodecahedron. So I saw 12, I think deca. And I saw 7, I know that's hepta. 174. There's your 17 with the quad. Maybe that's the next, there. That's what it fucking is. It's right after the 712 and there's two 174s. It's, a heptadecagon quad. Meaning, a more, because 170, it's just, the ones, yeah. 522 is 3 174s, adds 174 above it to it, that's quad. And your initial 174 is above it, inside the 5x5 that I just made. So yeah, it's all kind of showing me another resolution, and I don't know if you're following. You're not, but anyway. I have to document it, because when you do, it'll all make sense. Promise. 55 shows, and I only used half of the 55, so it's in the lower half of the 55s. It's kind of like we solved most of it going up and down on the left, and now we're going to go like the top part going across, which makes sense. And then the final solution will probably be the spade. The input, and I'm pretty sure it'll show us how to connect it to the output. Or output to the input, sorry, whatever. The whole fucking exercise is trying to fit a heart and a spade together. And I think that's your loop. That's your infinite loop. That's your slow and steady wins the race gain loop of sustainability, of balance, of perpetualness. And if you can attain that motion, maybe we can play with that. So, that's all going on. 1 and 1 to 7 of 13. Showing his face up. 110s with the 55s. I guess it makes a little 3 by 2. 2143 is probably there. So yeah, do you have any questions? Because I'm not going to go forward. I don't know, I'm going to be working a lot again. I'll probably redo it all, try to like get it tighter, together, more togetherness of the whole derivation till now, of this new way. I'll sleep on it, but that's what I gotta say about that. OVOVO. A W is the 23rd letter. We're trying to say something about the third dimension or volume or space. Found 2 quads. And then jumped over to the 6th column or 5th dimension, where we're looking at heptadecagons. Heptacontagon being a 70-noted sphere, which is their starting point, being a circled 69. I think that has an interior angle of 157. No. Heptacontagon is 174 and 6/7. 174 and 6/7. That's where we started from. And we are now at 174 twice. Or 17 4 times. Or what we've just done times 4, because there's 4 quadrants to this reckoning. So there'd be an awful lot of rotating, flipping, I think, and whatnot. But I mean, heptacontagon breaks us down to a heptadecagon. We know there's icosahedrons and dodecahedrons, tetrahedrons, cubes, octahedrons in play in this. Talking about 17s all of a sudden, and octahedrons are kind of screaming to Kevin. Circled 7's maybe an 8. 17's an 8, maybe. The 8 would thicken the heart because it's under the 7 of 1 of 7 of 13. And then the 2, 1. And under the 2, 1's the 34 for 21, 43. No shit, eh? I say that a lot these days. Wow, I'm really chunking up. Like, if I look at the 3-leaf clover of the club, of your suits of cards, the top one seems to be a 101 of 7 of 13. Underneath it is a 13. The other petal of the 3-leaf clover seems to be all multiples of 174 and nonsense. And then the interior structure is a bunch of 5/5s, which are kind of interesting, because I think the 1x4 of 55s is broken into 2 1x2s that mirror each other. Ish. There's 4 55s. D. The letter D is the 4th letter. It depicts the Roman numeral 500. Fitting that it's underneath 4 55s. Oh, yeah. So the Roman numerals discounting the ring are IV. I jump X. So I go IV, L. Then I do C, D, M, X. And what I did was I took IV is 4. L is 50. 4 times 50 is 200. CD is a Roman numeral 400, so 200 times 400 times 1,000. And then I divided it by 9, because I didn't use the X, because I jumped it and meant to multiply in my mind, because you go IVX, so 4 times L, 4 times 50, right away, times 400, times 1,000. Then I divided it by the hidden Roman numeral, the ring, or the O. No, I divided it by 9, because the I is hidden because it's moving 4. Anyways, I divided it by 9, and it turns out to be 8,888,888.88888. Now, it doesn't get more infinite than that when you start looking at Roman numeral sequences multiplied and divided by something, and then you get like a million signs of infinite, literally. My last column is the 9th column, which is the 8th dimension of infinite, where the Roman numeral M for 1,000 sits on top of 3 1,000s. Four 55s and a D's a 4. 3 1,000s and the M's a 13. You got 3 zeros each and a 1 each. M's a 13, eh? Circle 3, maybe, for 3 1,000s. I have no idea if you follow the Reckoner like I do, but I got it pretty much memorized now. And yeah, when I started at the beginning, conversely, I think I can start like a circled 69. It represents a 5,000, because the 6 and 9 is a 15. Okay, or it's multiplied by each other, a 54. A 54 could be a 5 and 4 zeros, or 4 circles. And 5,000 is a 5 and 3 circles unified as a 1 in a bubble. So 5, and same thing 15. The 5 and the 1 could be the bubble around it. And what do you got in the circled 69? Well, you got the circle in the 6, the circle in the 9, and the bubble itself. You got the 15 and the bubble, bubble, bubble. Just kind of means the circle 5,000. Then you break off from that, you get the 1,000 and the M. A ring is a ring, but it's also an O, and an O is a 15. And you have a 1. 15 to 1. You got M's 1,000 and 1,000 across from it, which is not an M. There's a 13 factor different in 2 cells. There's your factor of 15 if you say 2 plus the 13, which is the difference. And we're playing in thousands like we did with the circled 6-9 as the 5,000 circled. Eventually you show up next to a 322. The 322 could be the crucifix code, where you circled the 21, 34, 55, 6, 7, 91, and 110, and add the 16 assumptions you made kind of before it, leaps of faith before day 3, to make a 3-dimensional volume container of space before you're ready to move on in an L formation. When you understood your L's, your O's, your V's, and the V being a 5 or an E, or the 6 and 9 make a 15, which is circled 5, which could be an E. Maybe we're ready to move on from here. So yeah,